Here is a Holmes ceramics heater. This is the Holmes model HCH4163. And the HCH most likely stands for Holmes ceramic heater. It is the 1500 watts, so it's a 12.5 amp heater. It's got a couple of other numbers on here. Let's see if I can get them on the video. They're very difficult to see even in the person. It's a date code perhaps or something, I don't know. And it's the plastic number 5. This was given to me by that letter, the H, or the letter H, or the XY spades, and they no longer upload videos for some reason, but maybe they will eventually. Anyways, this seems like it would be a very good heater. I suspect it dates to the very late 90s or very early 2000s. It is recent enough to have a polarized plug, and there's some kind of an annoying tag with probably obvious instructions on it. But it seems to be old enough to still have a pretty good quality design. This is very similar to the unit that I use in the bathroom, but I kind of like the design of this one better because the speed controls are up at the top and it's much easier to reach. This one does have a thermostat control, which has quite a range to it, but I never find that those thermostats are particularly accurate. And it has a 3-position selector, 2 heat settings, and 1 fan setting for cooling the element. It's got a nice handle on the back. There's no allocations to put a filter on there, but you probably could put a filter over there to keep the dust from going in there. This looks like it's very low hours, if any. You can see right through there, the element is perfectly clean. A little bit of dust on the tip of the blade there, and that's it. So I don't think this has very many hours on it at all. The bearings seem free. It does have the capacity to kind of turn on the base. Oh, is that what that does? It changes the angle. Oh, that's kind of cool. As you screw it out, the angle changes. I don't know why in the world you would want to tilt it up, because heat goes up naturally, but that's kind of neat. Okay, that's cool. I believe there is one of these, or a model very similar to this, at the vacation house we went to this past summer. The one that had the passport fan, or whatever the model was, in the living room. I never used it. I didn't have a lot of time to do any videos on that trip. It was very short. But I saw the heater in the closet. I looked at it real quick and it seemed like it was pretty good. So even though there's really no nostalgia value because I never used the heater, it is interesting to satisfy the curiosity about the unit. Okay, so let's get the power thing out here and move this over. This is likely one of the safest heaters of this style. The ceramic element heaters are generally regarded as very safe compared to like one of the ones with the thin coil with the fan that's in front of it, because these don't get, I mean, obviously they get hot, but the element doesn't get scalding hot like the ones that with the wires do. Those get red hot. These elements, because they're thick, they don't have to get as hot to put as much temperature into the air, so they're very safe in that regards. And the cabinet is all metal, so even if there was a fire within the unit, it would be contained. The only exception being the base, but that also has a separation of metal. So this is likely a very, very safe, very reliable heater. So we're testing at 120.4 volts, so it's a little bit low today. Not sure why, there's nothing running in the house. But that's what it is. So we'll go to the watts, and we'll start with the fan. Oh, it's surprisingly quiet. Usually these are very loud. And this isn't, I would say this is quiet, but it's not bad. The airflow is a lot less than I would have expected. Hardly any air moving out of there. It's pitiful. What in the world? It's not even dirty. Why is it so bad? And I can see right through to the screwdrivers through there. Why in the world is the airflow so bad? Huh, well maybe this thing stinks. Alright, well that's the 13 watts, 0.16 amps, and a power factor of 0.67, so it's probably a shaded pole motor. Most likely one of those little round 2-pole units. Okay, here's... I feel like there's a lot of air going in the back. I don't know, where is it going? It's not coming out the front. Whatever. Okay, here's heat number 1. And that's going up to only 1.6 amps. And it's really not warm. Power draw is growing, but very slowly. It's up to about 2 now. I would have expected it to be more like 500 or 600 watts, maybe even 700. So that's very low. Power factor is pretty much 1, which would be expected from an element. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, it's getting up there now. It's 350. It's putting out lukewarm air. You know, it's cold today. It's only 67 degrees in here. I'm waiting to turn this thing on. It's really failing to deliver. Well, it's starting to heat up a little bit now. At 450 watts. And the airflow is just abysmal. It's hardly anything. Seems to be more on the bottom right corner than anywhere else. I don't know why it's like that. Now we're up to 540 watts, which is far more reasonable, though it's still not putting out a whole lot of heat. It's still climbing, 580. Oh, let's just go to number 2. That's only 800, so that's got a ways to go still. It's not really that hot at all. I mean, right on the element, it's only 172. Usually these get pretty hot. I mean, it is cold in here today, but I should still be pushing out pretty hot air. 1250. It looks like it's stabilizing around 1250, so it's quite a bit below what it should be. Yeah, it's very unimpressive. Now it's warmer. It's 215, 220. So it's starting to get hotter, but usually with these you can hardly even keep your hand in front of it because the air coming out so hot. You know, because it's slow. The air comes out slow and hot. I don't know, this heater kind of stinks. I'm standing, you know, not even 2 feet away from it and I don't feel a thing. Yeah, this is terrible. This wouldn't even heat like a 1-by-1 room. The thermostat just cut off. See, that's what I was saying about those thermostats aren't very accurate. I mean, there's no way that it increased the air temperature in here by, you know, a 1/85 millionth of a degree, and it already cut off. Huh. I don't know. It's behaving like it's just covered in dust, but it's not. I don't even think this would heat a bathroom. It's too bad. It runs really nice and it seems like it's a good design, but it's terrible. Well, I guess I'll put it back to feed and let it cool off. It's stable at about 1250 watts. Let's see, number 2 is about 720. Well, I don't know. It's not a good heater. I guess we shouldn't be all that surprised because a lot of Holmes fans from this era were kind of the same way. They seemed like they were built well, but they just didn't deliver the way that they should. This is the same concept. It seems like it's built well, but the performance is just not there. That's already cool. See, it's definitely not dirty. You can see clean through there. So I don't know what the problem is, but it just stinks. Oh well. It's still a cool heater. I like it, but as far as using it goes, I mean, you'd have to have like a 3-by-5 room for this to even be effective.